Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Chang Feng, and if you're into macroeconomics and tech, you are definitely in the right place. So let's get right to it. Today we're going to tackle that question that I know is bugging a lot of you. All right, let's just dive straight in, because I know this is what's on your mind. You're seeing gold hit new highs, the S&P 500 is climbing, and you're sitting there looking at your portfolio thinking, wait a minute, everything's perfect. Why isn't my Bitcoin moving? And you know what? This exact moment, it's a test. It's putting your whole perspective on the market right under a microscope.
So, where was the real answer hiding while everyone was getting anxious? Well, while the crowd was glued to the price, a lot of people just completely missed a crucial little detail: the CME futures gap at 109K. It's kind of like a little empty spot, a loose end on the chart from a weekend. And these gaps, they have this weird habit of getting filled over 90% of the time. So before any big new move could happen, the market had to go back and tie up that loose end. See, the real answer wasn't splashed across the news headlines. Nope, it was hiding in this tiny technical detail.
And this, right here, this is the perfect picture of the core battle in investing. On one side, you've got the collective consensus. That's the emotional herd, the noise, the shared panic you see on social media. And on the other side, you've got independent judgment. That's the calm, rational analysis that zooms in and looks for specific clues, like that CME gap. The market is always trying to suck you into the chaos on the left side.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. What is real understanding? You know, it's not about which gurus you follow on Twitter or how many books you've stacked up. It's about building your own logical chain. It's a three-step process. First, can you cut through all that noise to find a real piece of evidence? Second, can you take that evidence and build it into a solid thesis, your own theory of what's happening? And third, the most important step, can you turn that thesis into a real action? Or in this case, the action of doing nothing. That's the real skill. And this all leads us to a much deeper truth about this game we're all playing. Investing, it has always been a practice that goes against our own human nature. It's a discipline. It's about mastering our most basic primal instincts. The real battlefield, you see, isn't the charts. It's inside your own head.
Think about it. The entire market is basically a giant psychological test. It's a machine, and it's built to exploit the two most powerful emotions we have when it comes to our money. On one side, you have greed. It's that voice telling you to be reckless, to chase the top, to pile on leverage because you might get that 100x win. And on the other side of the pendulum, you have fear. That's the voice that paralyzes you, that makes you sell at the very bottom and makes you miss the greatest opportunities because you're just terrified. The market just swings between these two, and most people are just passengers on that wild ride.
Okay, let's make this real. Forget the abstract stuff. Just look at this number for a second. Let's imagine a hypothetical but totally realistic scenario. A massive crash hits on, say, October 11th, 2025. This number, this is the total amount of money that got liquidated from traders in a single day. A day of absolute total carnage.
And that number, it's not just dollars and cents. Those were the hopes, the dreams, the futures of more than 1.5 million people. Just gone, wiped out. And why? In one word, leverage. All it takes is one single black swan event, one bad day, and you're sent right back to square one. The market has zero mercy, zero. Which brings me to a personal rule of mine. It's a hard and fast rule, no exceptions. I don't play with leverage, not one penny. Now, does that mean I sometimes miss out on those insane 100x gains you see people bragging about? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what else it means? It means I have a 100% guarantee that I will never, ever get completely wiped out by one bad day. Look, I choose survival over a spectacular flameout every single time. So, okay, if avoiding those huge traps is the name of the game, what's the one thing you really need to be stacking up? It's not more coins. It's not more cash. It's cognition. It's your own understanding. Because the boundary of your wealth, today and forever, will always be the boundary of your own cognition.
This right here is the absolute heart of everything we're talking about. You might get lucky. You might catch a wave that you don't really understand, but eventually the market will take back any money that wasn't earned through genuine understanding. Any money you make from just pure luck, think of it as a loan from the market. And trust me, the market always comes to collect its debts with interest.
I really want you to think about this. The real goal isn't to hit some magic price number so you can finally relax. The real goal is to get to a level of understanding where the price doesn't control your emotions anymore. When you can see a 30% drop on the screen and instead of panic, you just feel clarity because it fits right into your framework, that is real freedom. Your understanding, not the price, is what sets you free.
And a huge part of that understanding is getting a feel for cycles. Because you have to remember the end of every single cycle is the graveyard for the last cycle's beliefs. At the peak, everyone is totally sure they have it all figured out. Then the crash happens, and that logic just shatters into a million pieces. At the bottom, there's nothing but despair, people giving up. But here's the secret. It's right there, in the rubble of those old ideas, that the winners of the next cycle are being born.
All right, so that's the big picture. But how do we make this practical, right? How can you, an ordinary person, actually build this kind of thinking and not just survive, but maybe even thrive through these insane cycles? The good news is you don't have to be some kind of genius. You just need a solid framework. So here it is, 4 rules. They're simple, but they are incredibly powerful. Number 1, stick to 100% spot holdings. Own the real thing. Number 2, completely abandon leverage. It's a weapon that's way more likely to blow up in your own face. 3, build cycle awareness. You have to understand that the market breathes. It expands and it contracts. Learn its rhythm. And finally, number 4, constantly update your thesis. What you thought you knew yesterday might not be true today.
So how do you do that last part? How do you update your thesis? You adopt what's called a Bayesian mindset. It sounds complicated, but it's not. All it means is that you treat every single thing the market does, every price swing, every news story, as a new piece of data. You use that data to update what you believe, not to just look for evidence that confirms you were already right. Your job isn't to be right all the time. Your job is to listen humbly and adjust your map of reality.
And that brings us to the final question. And honestly, it's the most important one. We all see the crazy price predictions, 180,000, 300,000, maybe even $1 million. But the real question isn't if the price will get there, it's have you done the work to be worthy of it? Because without the mental toughness to handle the ride, without the discipline to stick to your own rules, without a deep understanding of what you actually hold, those price targets are just a daydream. I guarantee you, you will be shaken out long before we ever see those numbers. Look, if this way of thinking, this framework, resonates with you, and you want to keep building it together, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and go follow my WeChat official account, 让长风实践. My whole goal here is to help you get access to the kind of information that actually helps you upgrade your thinking and move forward. Because at the end of the day, just remember this, an information monopoly is a wealth monopoly. The more you know, the stronger you'll be. I'll see you in the next one.